Hello my friends, and welcome back to Riding with Doug. And if you've been following along with my channel, you know that I put together a video every Sunday, but it's been a little rough. So the last couple of weeks I haven't actually made a video on Sundays. And the reason why is because I've actually been in the middle of changing jobs. And so this YouTube channel is just a hobby and gives me a chance to have a little fun and make some videos. But I have a normal, halfway normal, 6 to 4 job every day. And it keeps me really busy. And so I haven't had the time and the energy to make the videos. And so I want to apologize for that. I have been working really hard, and it's just, at the end of the day, you got to take a little time for yourself to relax and recuperate. And so I just want to say sorry for missing a couple of videos. But we are back. The new job is finally settling in a little bit, and we're getting that all figured out. And so I have the ability and level of relaxation to make more videos. And so the last couple of weeks have been really rough, and I definitely could have used some extra help. Maybe some video help or some editing help, or maybe even a camera guy, because you're looking at the camera guy. So, but I definitely could have used some help. And so I started thinking about when other motorcyclists need a little help. And not everybody knows the signals for motorcycles. And even if you ride a motorcycle, you may not necessarily know when other riders need help. And so one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is how to get a little help if you're a motorcyclist and you're on the side of the road. So motorcyclists have a ton of different signals, help convey a message to fellow riders that they're either riding with or that are riding the other direction, or maybe you're on the side of the road and a rider comes by. And so if you're having issues as you're riding down the road, there are signals for that to help other riders that you're riding with know that you need to make a stop. You need to either pull over, you need to get some gas, there's lots of signals for those options, and I covered a bunch of those in another video. But today's video is all about if you're traveling down the road and you have an issue with the motorcycle and you need to pull over. So you get the bike pulled over to the side, and maybe you need gas, or you need a little mechanical help, or you got something stuck in a tire, and you're along the side of the road. And if you're by yourself, then going for help or getting help is pretty tough. And so one of the best signals for motorcyclists that need a little help along the side of the road is to take your helmet and put it behind your motorcycle on the ground. And that will message to other motorcyclists that you could use some help. And if you're in a car and you have the ability to pull over and help a motorcyclist that has a helmet on the ground, please, I implore you to pull over and help that motorcyclist out. There's nothing better than the feeling of not being alone in the middle of nowhere with very few options. So the motorcycle community, though, is pretty darn good about helping their fellow motorcyclists. But don't let that stop you. If you're in a car and you have the ability to help, pull over and help. The people along the side of the road will absolutely love you to death if you give them a helping hand. So let me tell you a little bit about putting your helmet on the ground, because a lot of motorcyclists are very protective about their helmet. The helmet is one of those things that we try to take extra good care of. You'll see very few people ever set their helmet on the ground. One is they don't want bugs or ants or anything inside the helmet because it's not fun to put it on your head with a bunch of stuff in it, right? So, and those helmets are expensive. Just an average median helmet is in the several $100 range. If you're buying a helmet to protect your head, you're not spending $60 on a helmet. You're spending $300, $400, $500, thousands of dollars. I mean, there are helmets ranging anywhere from $200 to $4,000. And the average helmet for most people is in the $600 to $800 range. And it gets extra expensive if you have a modular helmet that flips up. So we try to take extra good care of those helmets. The companies recommend that you change your helmet every year. They recommend that if you've dropped your helmet and cracked your helmet, that you replace that helmet. So because that helmet is designed to take a blunt force trauma to the top of it, and if you drop it off your motorcycle, you've used that force up and it's not going to protect your skull in a big emergency accident. So most motorcyclists are very particular about their helmet and try to take extra good care of that helmet. It's probably going to be the one thing that saves their life. So with that being said, the likelihood that they're putting that helmet on the ground is pretty minimal. What you'll see with me is I try to either hook the strap on the handlebar, or I try to actually set the helmet in the seat where it doesn't move around or doesn't shake. The problem with that is sometimes wind will blow that off the motorcycle, and so it's really hard to keep that safe. So you'll see most motorcyclists take the strap and hook it together and then kind of slide that over the handlebar, and that's relatively safe. And obviously the safest place is on the ground where it's not going to fall off the seat or off the trunk or off the motorcycle, but then you run the risk into getting stuff in the helmet too. So a lot of people don't like to put it on the ground. So if you're going to put your helmet behind your motorcycle, I'm a big fan of putting a towel down and then setting your helmet on top of that. Sometimes that'll help keep stuff out of it, and you're not worried about the helmet as much. So if you see a motorcyclist on the side of the road and they have the helmet back behind the motorcycle, that means that they could use some help. Maybe they've run out of gas, maybe they got a nail in their tire, maybe they're having some kind of a mechanical issue, and you can't always help. But it's nice to pull over and check on them. Maybe they just need a lift to the next town for gas. You never know when you can help. But if you have the availability and you have the time, please pull over for somebody that has their helmet behind their motorcycle, because they need some help. Alright, this video is really short. I just wanted to let everybody know that, if you got a motorcyclist on the road and they've got the helmet behind the bike, they probably need some help. So I would encourage you to help them out, because you never know when you're going to be that motorcyclist on the side of the road with the helmet behind the bike. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next week.